In the heart of southern Spain, beneath the golden glow of the setting sun, stands one of the most breathtaking palaces ever built, Alhambra. Millions of visitors walk through its magnificent halls every year, admiring its intricate carvings, elegant fountains, and stunning courtyards. But hidden behind its beauty lies a history so mysterious that many historians still debate its darkest secrets. Tonight, we uncover the forbidden history of Alhambra Palace. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. If you love discovering hidden mysteries, forgotten civilizations, and untold historical secrets, you won't want to miss what's coming next. Our story begins in the 13th century. At that time, much of Spain had already been conquered by Christian kingdoms. The great Islamic empires that once ruled the Iberian Peninsula were slowly losing their power. Yet in the city of Granada, one dynasty refused to surrender. The Nasrid rulers dreamed of creating a palace unlike anything the world had ever seen. They wanted a fortress strong enough to defend their kingdom and beautiful enough to prove that their civilization was still alive. The task fell to Muhammad I, the founder of the Nasrid Dynasty. Legend says that when Muhammad I first climbed the hill overlooking Granada, he saw an abandoned fortress standing against the sky. The location was perfect. From there, he could see enemies approaching from miles away. Construction began almost immediately. Thousands of craftsmen, architects, stone carvers, and laborers worked day and night. Massive walls rose from the earth. Towers pierced the sky. Courtyards emerged from bare ground. But according to old legends, the palace was not built solely by human hands. Whispers spread among workers that strange sounds echoed through the construction site after sunset. Some claimed they heard voices speaking in unknown languages. Others reported seeing shadows moving along unfinished walls. A few laborers disappeared without explanation. The official records never mentioned these incidents. Yet the rumors survived. Many believed the hill itself held ancient secrets from civilizations that existed long before the Nasrids arrived. As the palace expanded, its beauty became almost unimaginable. Walls were covered with intricate geometric patterns. Arabic poetry was carved into stone. Pools reflected the stars at night like giant mirrors. Visitors described the palace as paradise on earth. But behind the beauty existed constant fear. The Nasrid rulers knew their kingdom was surrounded by enemies. Every celebration inside the palace was accompanied by military planning. Every feast was shadowed by the possibility of invasion. The palace became both a symbol of glory and a fortress of survival. Then came one of the strangest mysteries in Alhambra's history. A secret network of passages was reportedly constructed beneath the palace. These tunnels allegedly connected different sections of the fortress and allowed rulers to escape during emergencies. Few people knew their exact locations. Even today, stories persist about hidden chambers sealed behind ancient walls. Some explorers have claimed to discover blocked entrances beneath the palace grounds. Others believe priceless treasures remain hidden there. Gold, manuscripts, royal documents, and artifacts may still be waiting in darkness after centuries. Whether these treasures truly exist remains unknown. But the mystery only deepens. As Alhambra grew more magnificent, its rulers became increasingly obsessed with preserving power. Court politics turned dangerous. Alliances shifted overnight, friends became enemies, family members betrayed one another, the palace walls witnessed conspiracies, secret meetings, and political intrigues that rarely appeared in official records. Some historians believe important historical events were deliberately erased, certain documents vanished, specific names disappeared from records. Entire stories may have been hidden forever. That is why many researchers call Alhambra's past forbidden history. Not because it was supernatural, but because powerful people had reasons to keep certain truths buried. One particularly intriguing legend tells of a hidden room containing confidential royal records. According to the story, only a select few advisors knew its location. Inside were documents revealing secret alliances, betrayals, and negotiations that shaped the fate of kingdoms. If such a room ever existed, its contents could rewrite parts of Spanish history. Yet no one has ever found it. Or perhaps those who did remain silent. As years passed, Alhambra transformed into the crown jewel of the Nasrid kingdom. Poets praised its beauty. Scholars admired its design. Travelers described it as one of the wonders of the world. But beyond its elegant fountains and graceful arches, danger was approaching. Far beyond the palace walls, Christian kingdoms were uniting. Their armies were growing stronger. Their leaders were preparing for a final campaign that would change history forever. The rulers of Alhambra could sense the storm coming. The kingdom's future hung by a thread. And soon, the palace that symbolized hope would face its greatest test. What happened next would not only end a dynasty but also create some of the most enduring mysteries in European history. The forbidden story of Alhambra was only beginning. And the darkest chapter was yet to come. By the late 15th century, tension filled the halls of Alhambra. The once powerful Nasrid kingdom stood alone. Christian forces led by Queen Isabella I and King Ferdinand II were determined to complete the Reconquista and bring all of Spain under their control. Inside Alhambra, uncertainty ruled. Political conflicts weakened the kingdom from within. Rival factions competed for power. Trust became a rare commodity. Every conversation carried suspicion. Every decision carried risk. Then came the siege. The Christian armies surrounded Granada. Supply lines were cut. Resources dwindled. Hope slowly faded. For months, the city endured immense pressure. The rulers of Granada faced an impossible choice. Continue fighting and risk total destruction. Or surrender and preserve what remained. The decision would alter history forever. On January 2, 1492, the final Nasrid ruler, Muhammad XII, surrendered Granada. The keys to Alhambra Palace were handed over. The last Muslim kingdom in Spain had fallen. According to legend, as Boabdil left the city, he stopped at a mountain pass overlooking Granada. There, he turned back for one final look at the palace. Unable to contain his emotions, he wept. The location later became known as the Moor's Last Sigh. Whether every detail of the story is true remains uncertain. But the image endures. A ruler watching his world disappear forever. With the surrender, a new era began. Christian rulers entered Alhambra. Many expected the palace to be destroyed. Instead, much of it was preserved. Its beauty was simply too extraordinary to ignore. Yet significant changes followed. Religious symbols were altered. Buildings were modified. Historical records were reorganized. And this is where another mystery emerges. Some researchers believe that valuable manuscripts disappeared during this period. Ancient texts, royal correspondence, scientific works, and historical documents may have vanished forever. Were they destroyed? Hidden? Secretly transported elsewhere? No one knows for certain. The uncertainty has fueled centuries of speculation. Then another legend appeared. Stories spread that before surrendering Granada, Nasrid officials concealed important treasures somewhere inside Alhambra. Gold. Jewels. Sacred artifacts. Confidential documents. Theories multiplied. Some believed the treasures were hidden beneath courtyards. Others pointed to sealed chambers. A few suggested underground tunnels extending beyond the fortress walls. Treasure hunters searched for generations. Most found nothing. Yet the legend survived. Even today, rumors continue to fascinate historians and visitors alike. But perhaps the greatest forbidden truth of Alhambra is not about hidden gold. It is about memory. History is often written by winners. When kingdoms fall, parts of their stories disappear. Entire cultures can be reduced to a few surviving records. The people who built Alhambra left behind incredible achievements in architecture, science, poetry, mathematics, and engineering. Yet many of their personal stories faded into silence. The craftsmen who carved every wall. The scholars who filled libraries with knowledge. The families who lived, worked, and dreamed within the kingdom. Most of their names were forgotten. Their voices vanished from history. But Alhambra remains. Every arch. Every inscription. Every courtyard. They continue telling fragments of a larger story. A story of ambition. Creativity. Faith. Conflict. And survival. Centuries passed. Empires rose and fell. Wars reshaped Europe. Yet Alhambra endured. Earthquakes struck. Neglect threatened its future. Time wore down its walls. Still, the palace survived. Visitors from around the world now walk the same pathways once traveled by kings, queens, diplomats, scholars, and warriors. Many arrive expecting beauty. They leave carrying questions. What secrets remain hidden beneath the palace? What stories were lost forever? What documents disappeared? What truths remain undiscovered? Perhaps some mysteries will never be solved. Perhaps that is exactly why Alhambra continues to captivate the world. It is more than a palace. It is a monument to forgotten memories. A reminder that history is rarely as simple as it appears. And behind every magnificent structure lies a human story filled with triumphs, fears, sacrifices, and secrets. As the sun sets over Granada and golden light reflects from Alhambra's ancient walls, one truth becomes clear. The palace is not merely a relic of the past. It is a living witness to centuries of history. A silent guardian of stories still waiting to be told. And somewhere within its magnificent halls, the forbidden history of Alhambra may still be whispering to those willing to listen. If you enjoyed uncovering this mystery, subscribe to the channel and join us for more forgotten histories, ancient legends, and untold stories from around the world. Because sometimes, the greatest secrets in history are hiding in plain sight.